What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in this one, I'm going to show you guys the fastest ways to beat the boss in Citadelle de Morts. Now, the thing is, this Easter egg has a lot of steps. I know some of you guys may have been struggling to complete the actual Easter egg steps. And then when you get to the boss fight, it gets even harder because you may be failing. You may get eliminated. There's been problems. So I want to make it very easy for you guys. And I was actually able to beat the boss multiple different times in literally under like 3 minutes. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what we did. Now, this video is not going to show you guys exactly how to complete the Easter egg. I already made a full guide. This is directly focusing on the actual boss, which is the Guardian, and the fastest ways that you can eliminate him. So some of these methods could potentially end up getting patched. So I'm going to give you guys a multiple different ones, and then I'll keep you updated in the comments if any of them do get patched or not. But the very first one here is, this one's credit to Lego Unlocked. Similar to how we saw on Terminus Island, there was a very overpowered set of weapons. For example, the launchers or the pistols that would eliminate the boss very quickly. In the case of Citadelle de Morts, it's actually the power drill that is the most overpowered weapon. The reason being that when you fully tier 3 pack-a-punch it, as well as give it the legendary rarity, this can actually deal more damage than the sword wonder weapons themselves, and they have a much faster fire rate. You can just absolutely slaughter the boss and eliminate him almost instantly because of how overpowered this weapon is. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to put on it to maximize it to the best of your capability. So before starting, this is the loadout that you're going to need. The first thing is obviously the power drill in your loadout. The second thing that you want to do is put on these following augments. So we want to improve the melee speeds as well as the power. So we're going to be using Melee Macchiato's augments. The first one is called Espresso. All melee attacks are slightly faster. This will exponentially increase the fire rate, so you are doing a lot more damage in a small amount of time. And then the second augment is going to be called Stick and Move. Backpedal speed is going to increase after a successful melee hit, and every single time you hit the boss, it will count as a successful hit. Now, the good thing is these are unlocked very early into the augment research. What I did is I popped a double XP token, I jumped in, and it took me around 30 to 40 minutes, got to around round 30 of just simply playing regular zombies, and I was able to actually get these. So if you haven't researched them yet, they're very quick to do. Now, other than these augments, the second set that you want is going to be for Dark Shroud. So first off, you want to equip that as a part of your loadout. It's very important that the boss is not focused or locked onto you, or else it'll deal major damage when he does those stomps while you are trying to hit him with the power drill. But here's what you want to put on, and that is Group Shroud. So nearby players are also cloaked, and this one's very easy to unlock. It should take you around 1 game in order to be able to get this one as well, because it's one of the first early researches for this. But once you end up having these, the next item that is pretty optional, but I recommend that you put it on, is going to be the new power keg Gobblegum. What this does is it will spawn in a full power, so that way when you use your Dark Shroud and you want to get it again in the middle of the boss fight, you call that in, and then you can spam it once again. Now, here's what you got to do in game. While you're progressing through the Easter egg and you finish all the steps that require the sword, if you want to get the power drill back, all you have to do is return the sword to the statue, and the power drill will be back in your hand. You just got to go in and upgrade it. Make sure that it's tier 3 pack-a-punch, as well as it has the legendary rarity if you want to deal the maximum amount of damage. Now, once you got that sorted, jump into the boss fight. Wait until the health bar actually appears on screen, and then go ahead, call the Dark Shroud in. Make sure your friends get as close as possible to him, so that way they are cloaked within yours. Make sure you take turns using the Dark Shroud. So you use it the first time, then you have a teammate use it once yours runs out. In our case, we actually only needed to use it twice. So the first time we used it, we ended up taking his health all the way down until it began the next stage where it spawns in the regular zombies. Just eliminate them as you usually would. You can still use the power drill. You can use the incantations as well. They're just spread all around the map for you to use. But once he ends up spawning back in and his health bar returns, that's when you can use your second Dark Shroud. And it actually gets a little bit easier because his armor plates are going to be gone. He's going to have exposed areas, and you'll be able to deal even more damage. So honestly, in our case, we had 4 members. They all had Dark Shroud, and we only needed to use 2 of them, and I didn't even need to use my full power and the power keg, but you can end up having that saved just in case. But that is the first method, in my opinion, the best one, but they could end up nerfing the drill at any point. So let's go on to the next one that we have. This one is actually a glitch, and it's actually very straightforward and simple to do. Now, what this one requires is that you have the Idle Eyes Gobblegum. What this does is for 30 seconds, all zombies in the lobby will ignore you. Usually this will not work on the Guardian. The regular zombies may ignore you, but he'll still lock in and fight you pretty much as usual. Now, there is a glitch when you queue up the vote to begin the boss fight, and then it starts an animation to where the statue starts coming to life and he's about to teleport you. Basically, all you have to do is use the Idle Eyes. So as long as you're in the Idle Eyes period, during the little action and the teleportation and then spawning you into the arena, the boss will actually glitch out and he will stay frozen for the entirety of the fight. And I literally mean the whole fight. He will not lock into you at all, and he just glitches out to where he just stands still. There's occasionally the areas when you get to the later end of it, he'll start moving around and just spinning in circles, but he really doesn't know what to do. He doesn't do any of the attacks, and he's just moving back and forth, and that's pretty much all he does. And you can just keep punching him up until you fully eliminate him, or you just keep shooting him. That is another way that you can actually completely destroy the boss. Now, because as I mentioned, this is a glitch, I feel like it's more than likely going to get patched very quickly. There is a lot of glitches going on. You also don't have to worry. It's not bannable or anything like that. This is a problem on their end, so it's their issue to solve, and they won't punish you for doing that. But that's another way if you've been struggling to really fight him and defeat him. Anyways, the very last one that we have, this one, not really the best idea, but if the others end up getting patched, it's probably going to be one of the only options. And this one is to use your sword parry. So what's very overpowered about the sword is that if you parry, it will block every single attack. You can actually parry the amalgams when they are pulling you. Usually they'll take like a bite out of you or something like that and deal some damage. You can parry that. And then there's also the boss fight. The Guardian can be parried no matter what attack he does. If he launches towards you, if he's trying to stomp you, if you time it correctly, it will actually block it and you will not take any sort of damage. Now, there is a method to where one person will be the sacrifice and they go up to him, get as close as they can. What he will do is he will try to stomp towards you, and all you have to do is just parry. And every single time he will keep doing that because he's going to keep trying to lock into you and kicking you. You keep spamming the parry. Your friends keep their distance away, shoot their weapons, and deal damage to him while he's struggling to fight you. This way, if it works perfectly, no one would get knocked. The boss would get completely destroyed. You don't have to waste any revives or anything like that. No problem having to deal with him. Now, there is occasionally the thing where it switches stages. Maybe a friend could get too close and he'll end up locking to them and then start flying and do like the little flying kick that he does. That did happen to us a couple of times, but overall, if you want to distract him, say two of your friends got knocked and it's just you and another teammate, what you can do is get in front of him, parry, and be a distraction while your friend goes and reses. That's something that you can also do to pick your friends up in sticky situations. So these are the different strategies that I have noticed and I have done during the boss fights that did work out for me. If you have any other strategies that you think are better than this, feel free to comment down below and let us know and share it with us. But that's all that I got for you guys in this one. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.